Hey, good morning, Dad Squad. You are watching the Run with My Son show, and we are here today at the elementary school for my three sons. I happen to be in the neighborhood and thought this was a great place to record from. So, who are we? We are dads who refuse to let the headwinds of life push us off the path of having a lifelong heart-to-heart relationship with our sons. And we do that by using fitness, by having guided conversational chat runs with our sons and staying connected, because there are so many different things in life today that are competing with us for the attentions and affections of our sons, and we want to make a deliberate attempt to stay close to them. So today I wanted to share with you something I've been reading recently, and this is a book by a PE teacher named Len Saunders. Here's his book, Keeping Kids Fit. He's been a PE teacher for 30 plus years, doing just that, helping children stay fit, and so he's gathered some great advice, and I just wanted to distill for you into just 10 quick minutes a few points from his book and encourage you to go and read it yourselves, of course, but he made some terrific insightful points that I thought I'd share with you, Dad Squad. And by all means, I want you to hit that share button or the like, the thumbs up, the hearts button, whatever you think is going to catch the attention of other dads that you may know who could also use this information. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm not going to hesitate at all. Number one, he says, is get involved. You have to take an active role. You can't just assign fitness for your young one like any other homework and expect to wind them up and send them off on their own to do it. It's going to take some active engagement with you. In fact, the exercise itself is just the vehicle to the ends of being close to you. So why would we want to approach this without ourselves taking an active role in our children's play? Second one that he says for building a lifelong habit of exercise is to explain the bank method. So you and I understand as adults that when you put money, when you put a deposit into the bank, that's going to help you not just in the short term, but that's really going to pay off in the long term as interest builds and as that money is there for rainy days. It's a concept that's pretty straightforward and simple, but believe me, young children don't necessarily get it. Our natural instinct is toward immediate gratification. So with just a little bit of explanation of how exercise and fitness is like the bank, can go a long way with our young ones. We want to explain to them how a little bit of exercise today is going to help you to feel better tomorrow. It's going to let you go that much further and have that much more energy and strength in the future. And how even further into the future, into their own adulthood, a habit built today is going to have a lifelong benefit. It's going to help us live healthier, happier, and longer lives. I read a really shocking statistic, and I'm going to ask you, Dad Squad, because I wasn't able to find, I don't necessarily know where it was that I picked up this statistic, this quote, but I'm going to give you an assignment and encourage you to check a look on the internet. See if you can find this for me so I can narrow in on where it came from. But I read that by the time our children are 18 years old, right, we as adults have already spent 93% of the FaceTime, face-to-face encounters that we're ever going to get with them in their entire lives. We've already had it by the time they're 18 years old and leaving the house, off to live on their own. Of course, there's another 7% of weekend visits and holidays, I guess, etc., etc. But and times are changing. I realize millennials stay in the home longer than previous generations. But no matter how accurate that number, 93% is, I think the point is taken that the majority of our quality time with our kids really is going to happen in their younger years, and certainly almost all of the influencing time, all the time when they're most apt to hear us and follow, it's going to happen now. They become less plastic over the years. You dads who have older children already know this, probably fully more well than I do. My oldest is only 9 years old right now, so you parents who've got older children know that when they become teenagers, when they become 18, 19, 20, the last thing they want to listen to is dad, right? They want to go and make their own choices, errors, mistakes, victories, and we want to encourage that. That is the point, after all, of parenting. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption there. Looks like the signal's not terrific out here at the elementary school. But yeah, we want to make that impact now while our children are young. And so I want to encourage you to get involved and explain the bank method. Third one, educate your kids about getting and keeping fit, and how a little bit of exercise isn't good if it's done only every once in a while. Keeping fit means making a habit and doing a little bit each week. Each day is best. They recommend 20 to 30 minutes each day if you can, but I realize that not everyone is there, and we're coming from different points. So if you can even begin with something every week, that's terrific, and build up from there. But keeping fit, it's a process, and it's not a only once in a while sort of a thing. So number 4, I'm already jumping to number 4 here, is to lead by example. If you want to teach your young ones that it's harmful to your body to smoke, then you can't be over there smoking. It's a tough pill to swallow, dads, but we really want to show and not just tell our sons what it means to be engaged with our bodies and keeping fit. We have to be out there doing exercise too. Even though we have busy days and we have excuses and we have responsibilities, everybody does. We've got different activities we'd love to be doing, but we want to make a priority to stay fit. Just as we want our children to do, we got to lead by example. And that's the kind of dads that I know you are. You're here listening. You're either with me live or you're watching the recording, so you have a definitive drive in you to do something. So I'm already confident that you're going to do this, lead by example. But number 5 is something that's really specific to our generation, I think, and we do have to adapt to the times. It was the case at one point that you could open the back door, let the kids out into the backyard, into the neighborhood, and just let them free range. Much of my own childhood outdoor time was spent that way. I'm sure yours was as well. But, I don't know if circumstances, I don't know if parenting has changed, but regardless, some of our neighborhoods aren't as safe as they were when we were children. So when we send our children out to play, we want to do it in the way that's appropriate to the time and place where you live. That usually means we're going to accompany them, particularly those that are youngest, and we want to make sure that we're in a safe spot. We're at the public park, we're someplace that has sidewalks, or we're on the trail, so we're not out in the deep woods. We're not alone. We want our children to be safe when we do this, so we want to take adequate measures. Evening hours, maybe not best, with dark and traffic. We want to make certain that our children are practicing the best safety practices when we send them out and when we go with them to run. Number 6, we want to treat exercise as daily nourishment, and that one pretty much explains itself. Just like you need your food every day, you need some exercise every day. Get up, walk around. Even if you're not going out for a run, you can always play a quick game of tumble on the carpet. You can always, a pickup soccer game in the backyard, jump rope. If your children are engaged in some kind of after-school sport, that's great too, but it's something we want to do a little bit of each day. A few jumping jacks at the bus stop are a great one, I find. Number 7, and this one is very close to my heart, we want to discourage overuse of technology and reliance on screen time. Dad Squad, we're not trying to get our young ones exercising only their thumbs. We want their whole bodies to be healthy. So the screen time can be used as a great treat, an occasional sort of thing, but we want it to over time, take a secondary role to the physical and the actual healthy activities that are going to help them and going to put something into their bank, as opposed to the screen time where they're making withdrawals from the bank because they're being physically stationary, and that's not contributing to overall health. So we want to use technology less and less, perhaps not cold turkey right away, but I think you tuning in here must realize that is a competing force for your son's attention. So you're probably already in alignment with me here. And then both 9 and 10 are similar, and they are that you want to support physical education in the school systems. Budgets are tight and only getting tighter with the times. Your local school needs your voice just to continue to remind them that physical education should be a priority for you. I was just here at the elementary school listening to a presentation about kindergarten. I was at kindergarten orientation. My youngest is about to go to kindergarten in the fall. And I was kind of surprised to learn that the PE classes that they do here, it's really just once a week, and it's 45 minutes. And I know that that's a reduction from where it has been in generations past. And a large part of that is just the larger volumes of material and responsibilities that school have. I mean, it's understandable, just the burdens that are on our educators, but without your voice prompting in those town meetings, when you speak with teachers and principals, make certain that you put something into that face-to-face meeting that you have at parent-teacher conferences, that gym and PE is important to you because you want your children to get plenty of exercise, outdoor recesses, maybe not on the snow days and the rain days, but as frequently as possible. That's important to you. And second to that, same situation is support with your community's parks and recreation departments and budgets. Budgets are tight, and communities aren't investing in parks and recreations like they used to, and the reason is because they're not hearing the voices from parents, the people who benefit perhaps most from parks and recs equipment, from programs. You know what? And your town, in whatever capacity that they are offering stuff, they need your support. They need you to enroll and to put your children into the summer camps, as opposed to the one that's done down the street by a for-profit agency. Your town's summer camp program is probably a much more competitive price, and it's probably a lot more physically involved because your camp counselors are going to have your children playing games, running around throughout the day. Throughout the school year, there's opportunities too. I bring up summer camp because we're on the doorstep of summer here as I record this. But throughout the year, there are all different activities in my town: soccer and tennis, and they need enrollments in order to encourage them to continue offering these programs. And it's our roles as parents to be the most vocal proponents of these programs, so that they continue to be there when we need them in the future. And finally, the 10th tip that Len Saunders wrote about, and I can't emphasize deeply enough, is to watch the liquid calories that our sons are consuming. This is kind of shocking to me, but believe it or not, on average, 1 in 5 of the calories that our children consume is from their liquids. It's not from their food at all. I didn't even realize drinks had calories until a couple years back. But they do, and in younger populations particularly, those sugary drinks are where it's coming from. And you know what, I've got some information that I'm going to give you next week in our next episode about the childhood obesity epidemic, and there's no softer word for it than epidemic, but one of the big bad guys of our day, of our time, are these sugary drinks. And I'm speaking not only of the soda pops, cola variety, but even the ones that are marketed as healthy fruit juices and vitamin waters, believe it or not, are simply AKAs, the same substance. High fructose corn syrups and the like are empty calories that are killing our kids. I could talk for a while, and I will next week, but I don't want to cut into today's main point here. 10 quick tips for you to stay on top of and be aware of, that you can help your son to be healthy and strong by building a habit today. There's a saying that I may have said in the past and I will say in the future, but an old Chinese proverb, I believe, that goes, and it's a question: when is the best time to plant a tree? And the answer, of course, is 20 years ago. So that there'd be a tree there today to give you some shade and provide what you need, the fruit or whatever it is that you're trying to get out of this today. Well, 20 years ago is gone. When's the second best time to plant a tree? And the answer is today. So I want to give you a call to action, Dad Squad. Go out there, take some of these tips, rewind, watch the video over again, pick 3 or 4 that you can implement and jump on right now, and plant that tree today. Go after those sugary drinks. Stop buying them and have them in your home. Set up a meeting with your school principal to ask a few questions about the PE program and opportunities there. Find a way you can volunteer with your local PTO, and inquire about things like, does our school offer a running club for students as young as kindergarten and first grade? Get out there, choose one of these 10 tips, make it an action item for yourself. And of course, every week I'm going to remind you to do this. You can go to runwithmyson.com and download our free training plan that will take your young one from couch to running a 5K race. And it's specifically geared towards children, something you're not going to find out there on the internet. You're going to find plenty of adult plans for this, but something for kids. And this is unique, and your children will benefit from it, believe me. No matter what age they are, we've got it all broken down, ages 4, 5, 6, 7 and on up. Information in there that will teach you how much running is appropriate and what sort of breaks and what sort of spacing over the course of time this ought to be. And in no time, I think it's a 6-week program for the youngest kids on a little bit longer for some of the older kids. They can be running, believe it or not, in a 5K race, 3.1 miles, believe it. And you are going to be running with him, Dad. How amazing is that going to be to finish a race together? So go ahead, runwithmyson.com. Download that free training guide. If you're here on our Facebook page, you can find it over there, someplace on the left-hand column, I believe. You should also, while you're at it, subscribe to this YouTube channel, or wherever you are. If you're watching us on Facebook, press like on our Facebook page and set notifications so that you can be with us every week here at 10:30 a.m. We go live, and we shortly thereafter post the recorded version up. But you don't want to miss them, so if you sign up for notifications, if you subscribe, you'll continue to hear me in your ear week after week, and really get the encouragement that's going to help you, and hear the words from your fellow dads as we all come and contribute to this community. But dads, I want to encourage you. I want to tell you that already, just by being here listening, you're taking some of those first steps, and I applaud you for that. And I look forward to the victories that you're going to have with your son together, building a lifelong heart-to-heart relationship and putting fitness as the vehicle that you use to get there. By being fit together, you are, spoiler alert, together. So I look forward to hearing more of those victories and can't wait to see you all here next week. All right, have a great week, dads.